Well, it's about that time for some international football. I say international, we're focusing on one continent this time, but there are some competitions going on around the world. But as I'm an England fan, we're going to mostly be focusing on the Euros. So by now every team has released their kits for the Euro 2024 tournament, and today I'm going to rank them because I love football shirts. And in here there are some pretty nice shirts. So yeah, let me explain the tiers for you. We've got goated fabric for the best of the best shirts, great for a great shirt, good for a good shirt, decent for a decent shirt, bad for a bad shirt, and bin it for a shirt that is shit, pretty much. So yeah, that's the tiers. Let's jump into it. And the first one we're looking at is the Albania home shirt. And my god, what a shirt it is. So Albania have been blessed by Macron this time around. Their 3 shirts they actually have are all very, very nice, despite having the same pattern. They've got a red, a white and a black shirt, and they all look phenomenal. Macron have really cooked here, and it's a design of the double-headed eagle, which appears not only on their crest but also on their badge, their football badge, just a symbol of Albania, and they've done it in sort of like a fractured design on the front of the shirt. I think it looks phenomenal. One of Albania's best shirts by far. The only thing that brings it down is it's a design shared on all 3 shirts, to be honest. So we're just going to whack them all in. I think the home shirt is great. The away shirt is probably the weakest of the 3 in my opinion. That's just a good shirt. But my god, the third shirt, the black and red colour scheme, it's absolutely phenomenal. Goated fabric for sure. One of the best shirts in the competition. I love it. And it's definitely a shirt I'm going to be looking to pick up after the competition is done. No matter how far they go, I need one of them shirts. And then we move on to Austria, and they've got this interesting design from Puma. Now, this design is supposed to be a representation of the traditional sort of architecture and towns of Austria. There's not actually a town that looks like this in Austria, but it's sort of their traditional style where they build into the hills and the mountains. So I think it looks pretty cool. Design-wise, not really the biggest fan of it. I like the thought behind the design. I think it's very nice, but it's okay. Nothing to really write home about. It's a decent shirt. I'm not really a fan of Puma, to be honest. And their away shirt is decent. It's decent. It has a design that is the wings of eagles. You know, the bird of Austria. You can see it on their badge. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of it, I can't lie. It's an interesting design, and up close it does actually look pretty good, but from a distance, not the greatest design, to be honest. Is it decent or is it bad? That's the biggest battle I've got in my head here, because I think it's worse than the home shirt. Yes, it's a bad shirt in my opinion. Sorry, Austria, but you've had better shirts in the past. I do apologise. And then we move on to Belgium. They've got some very interesting kits this season. This one is the home shirt, and it's interesting. I'll say that it's very interesting. I don't know. It's got this like 3D cube design throughout that's on a very shiny material, which I do like, with a Belgian crown in some of those squares or those diamonds, which is a nice design choice. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I'm not really a fan of the burgundy colour scheme they've gone with. I think Belgium's previous shirts were better. I don't think this one really does it for me. It's not bad. It's better than the Austrian away shirt. I think it's just a decent shirt in my opinion. But the away shirt, I'm quite a big fan of. Now, it's the same design of the home shirt, those diamonds, those 3D squares with the Belgian crown within that. But it's in a nice light blue with a nice white collar. It does give Uruguay vibes, but it's still a very, very nice looking shirt. And overall, the actual full kit, the full away kit, is designed to look like Tintin, a Belgian cartoon character, which elevates it a lot. We are ranking it just on the shirts themselves though, so I can't bring the shorts and the socks into this. But I still think it's a good shirt. It's definitely Belgium's best, but it's still not better than that Albanian shirt. No way. Oh boy, Croatia. Yeah, this, nah, I'm good. The away shirt though is actually far better than the home shirt. It's got some slanted checkered design going on, very similar to the checks we see on the Croatian flag and on their football badge, but in blue. And you know what? I like it. I'm a sucker for a blue kit, as you can probably see, and this is just much better than that dreadful home shirt. It's decent. It's not bad. It's a decent shirt. Ooh, Czech Republic. This is quite nice, I must say. So Puma, they've done something interesting here. They've basically taken the line off the Czech Republic's badge and just plastered it all over the shirt. But you know what? It doesn't actually look that bad. I think it's actually quite a nice looking shirt here. The red and the blue, interesting colour scheme, but they are colours that appear on the flag of Czech Republic as well as the white as well. So can't really hate it for that. You know, they're the club's national colours or the country's national colours. It's a good shirt. I like it. Is there actually anything going on with this shirt? I need to research this. So you can't really see it in many of the pictures, but there is a subtle lion design throughout the shirt. It's very, very faint. You can't really see it. From I think most perspectives, it does just look like a plain shirt. The lion design is a nice touch, but I think it's just a bad shirt. It's another bad away shirt from Puma. Oh boy. When are countries and clubs going to learn that Puma don't make great shirts? Come on, guys, wake up. And then we want to Denmark and this. I'm not really feeling it, to be honest. This is not a good Denmark shirt. I think it's a stinker from Hummel. You know, they've been rinsing that 80s Denmark template, and they could have brought it back for this shirt, but they decided to do something else, and I can't say I like it. I don't think there's any design behind those just random squares throughout the shirt. I'm going to double check, but I think it is just, yeah, it's just a pixelated pattern. It's a bad shirt, and well, the away shirt is pretty much the same pattern, just with a little slightly different template, which is a bit nicer, so that's going in decent, but not a great showing from Denmark, to be honest. And Hummel, you really let your country down there, because those two shirts, they're just very, very mid or bad. They're not great is what I'm trying to get at. But then we move on to England. And if you've watched any of my shirt ranking videos in the past, you'll know I do not like plain shirts. But I'm about to be a big hypocrite here. And as an England fan, I am definitely biased. But this shirt is very, very nice. Now, I think a plain shirt can be done well. It can look very, very good. And this is a prime example of that. The collar and the secondary colour in general is a very nice deep blue purple colour. I'm a big fan of it. The little design on the cuffs is quite nice, the red and blue, a throwback to one of our previous kits. While the collar is strange, I do like it. It's not one of these epic flappy retro collars. It's more of a different sort of tapered design, but I quite like it. Don't know why we're hiding the star though. That is an L from us. We should be proud that we've won a World Cup, even if we are playing in the Euros. It's a good shirt. I like it. And also just the comedy of people getting outraged by the little St. George's cross on the back was just phenomenal as well. The away shirt though, I'm in two minds about this because it does look very nice. It's a purple and gold colour scheme is very unique from an England shirt, but works well. But then that pattern down the sides is just, I just don't like that. And it is a very plain shirt, and I'm not a fan of the St. George's cross on the back of this one or in the neckline of this one because the colour scheme is just not nice to my eyes. So unfortunately, it's going in decent. It's not a terrible shirt. I do prefer the home shirt. I'm just not a fan of that thing on the side, man. What you doing, Nike? What's going on? And then move on to our arch enemies in France, and they got fucking niced. I don't know why the rooster, the chicken, why is it so big? What's going on there? Does it need to be that big? I don't think so. But this is a very nice shirt from France, and that colour is phenomenal. Draped in the tricolour. It pains me to say good things about the French, but it's another nice but plain shirt. It's good. It's a good shirt. I can't lie. I do prefer France playing in this blue to the like darker blue they've been playing in recently. I think the blue looks much better than the darker blue. As you can tell, I'm a fan of blue. This one now, oh my god, this is one of the best shirts of the tournament by far. It is a lovely pinstripe design from Nike that not only has blue pinstripes, but also red pinstripes, representing the three colours of France. Again, the chicken is very, very big for no particular reason, but that doesn't detract from the shirt. I think it is a brilliant, brilliant shirt, and will look even better when they come runners up once again. And then move on to Germany, the hosts of the tournament, and their final shirt with Adidas, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is probably the last Germany shirt we'll see from Adidas for quite a while, as they've decided to join Nike, which, I mean, after seeing some of the kits they've produced this year, is like a pretty good choice, but also they made that Croatia shirt, which is terrible. This one, it's a very interesting design. It's mostly plain and white, which I'm not really the biggest fan of, but has a very interesting design on the sleeves, which sort of echoes past German shirts. I'm actually quite a fan of this modern gradient take on that design. I think it looks quite nice. Not a fan of the white Adidas stripes on the shoulders though. I don't think that looks great. And I think they could have added some colour to the cuffs as well to really just make the sleeves look a bit better. They look a bit plain without that gradient design. The long sleeve shirt, phenomenal. This one, not as good. It's a decent shirt from Germany. It's a decent shirt. Oh, bloody hell. And the away shirt is very, very interesting. This is never a colour scheme that Germany have used before, to my knowledge anyway. And I've looked at a lot of football shirts making this video. It's not actually that bad. I actually quite like it. I can't lie. Yes, it's a very bold, striking colour scheme with the pinks and the purples, but it looks good. It does look good. It's not one of Adidas's strongest kits by far, but it's still a nice looking shirt. And honestly, I think it's better than the home shirt. It's very unique for Germany, don't get me wrong, but there's nothing wrong with that. You can go a bit crazy for a tournament, and I think they've done it well. Hungary. Right, we're just going to blitz through Hungary, I think, because their home and away shirt use the same template, just different colours, and it's boring, quite frankly. They've not really decided to do anything at all for Hungary. You know, they've got their two logos on either side. One, I assume, is the Football Federation, and one is the national crest of Hungary. I'm not actually too sure what those two designs are. So centralising the Adidas logo was a good idea. So it creates a balanced shirt, but they're not. They're just bad shirts. Like, add a bit of design, lads. Come on, like, Hungary deserve more than just plain shirts. Italy have returned to Adidas, and it's not actually that bad. It's got a interesting line design throughout the shirt. I'm not really sure what you'd call that. I don't know what they did call it in their design language. Let's have a look. I mean, the pattern sort of looks like the letter I for Italy, if you want to give it that much of a reach, but it's not brilliant. Let's be real. It's not a great looking shirt. I can't lie. They've done more than Hungary though, and they've got the Italian tricolour as the Adidas stripes, which I think is a very nice touch. That is a very nice touch from Adidas. They smashed it with that, but it's just a decent kit. Like, they've not really done much with it. I mean, it's kind of boring. The tricolour stripes are definitely saving it, and yeah, it's just a bit plain for my liking, really. And then it's more of the same for the away shirt, just different colours. I like that they've again gone with the tricolour colours on the actual template design. So you got one half is red, one half is green, which I think is a very nice touch, reminiscent of the Fulham shirt from last season, I believe. And yeah, it's a decent shirt. Again, got that stripe line eye pattern throughout, but is as good as the home shirt. I think they're pretty level, to be honest. Neither of them are phenomenal. Neither of them are giving you any reason to write home about them. They're just there and very, very mid. The Netherlands. The Dutch had a very interesting shirt for the World Cup, one that I thought was actually quite nice the more I saw it. This one has gone back to its plain orange roots, and yeah, get in the bin. It's not great. The away shirt, you know what? I've been too harsh. Home shirt's bad. Away shirt, bin it. I don't know what that pattern's about. Yes, it looks like a mess, quite frankly. Poland. Yes, Poland are once again repping pretty much the same shirt they've had for the past 3 or so years, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, it's a bit different, but if you just look at the Poland shirts, it's slightly different. Okay, it's a lot like the 2020 shirt, but unlike that, they've actually moved the Nike tick, which is a good choice. It looks like it has that similar collar to the England shirts as well, which I thought was actually quite a nice touch. And overall, it's a very clean looking shirt, but it is very, very plain. It's decent. It's getting decent, okay? It's alright. It's alright. This one conflicts me, because while it's not a plain shirt design, it's got this very interesting sort of crosses in like a gradient design throughout the shirt, which looks quite cool, but it's just very red. There's a distinct absence of white on this shirt, and I think as a Poland shirt, there should be a bit of white on there. You know, you've got the Nike tick in white. Why not do like a little white collar, white cuffs? That'd look better in my opinion. It's better than the home shirt, but it's not better than any of the shirts in good, so it's just gonna have to be another decent shirt from Poland, really. Portugal, boring, really. Not much has been done with it. Don't like it. The away shirt though, very unique, very funky. Big fan of the pattern they've gone for. Not sure what the pattern is, not sure what it symbolizes. Let's take a look. That's an Azuelo style pattern, a design closely connected to Portugal's history. Very cool from Nike. I know I probably butchered the pronunciation of that. And I'm just a big fan of the colours used as well. They could have changed the colours of the Portugal crest. I know that's not really something you see much in national team shirts, although The one I'm wearing has it done, so it is doable. I think if the colours were tweaked slightly to work better with the pattern, that'd been very nice. But as it is, it's a good shirt. It's a good shirt. And then we move on to Romania, and they are another team with 3 shirts, this time from Jacko. Is it Jacko? I think it's Jacko. It was not Jacko or Jacka or whatever. It's Jomo. So Jomo have made 3 shirts for Romania, and they are very plain, all of them. Each shirt utilises a different colour of the Romanian flag, which is a nice touch. And the Romanian crest itself isn't bad, and they've actually added some traditional Romanian patterns on the side, which I think is quite a nice touch, but they don't ultimately save what are 3 very plain shirts. Each shirt is the same, just with the colours tweaked slightly. So it's not a lot of effort from Joma has gone into that. I wouldn't bin them. Well, I've bin the yellow one. Yeah, I don't like the home shirt. The away shirt is pretty bad, as is the third shirt. I think the third shirt is the best of the lot, but even then, it's still a bad shirt. It does not have deserved going decent, in my opinion. Sorry if I have any Romanian fans, but you could do better. Scotland. I'm in 2 minds about this one, right? Because I'm not sure what the pattern is, but it also works for Scotland, strangely. It gives me, like, tartan vibes, if that makes any sense. Probably not to any Scottish people watching. So why the stripes on the shoulders white, but then you've got yellow Adidas logo and the yellow little pattern thing for their new template. One have it all white, or have it all yellow. I know it's the colours of the crest, but it doesn't create a cohesive design if you've got one set of stripes in white and another in yellow. And for that reason, it's a decent shirt. And then this one, interesting colour scheme from Scotland and Adidas. Again, they went with the little funky flag, but the Scottish people didn't get up in arms about them changing their flag because they're not snowflakes, quite frankly. The design on the shirt is very interesting, very reminiscent of the England away shirt with this funky, like, geometric pattern on the sides there, which I'm not really a fan of. It's not a bad shirt. It's not really decent either. I think the colour scheme is quite nice, to be fair, and the colours on the sleeves and the actual Adidas crest are pretty similar, unlike the home shirt. I think it's going to have to be a decent shirt. I think it has to be decent, but I wouldn't buy it. But that's because I'm English, not because I hate Scotland. And then we're on to Serbia, and another Puma shirt, so you know it's going to end pretty badly for them. Too sure what the pattern on the shirt is supposed to represent. Like, footy headlines says it's like an eagle's wings unfurled or something crazy like that. I don't really see it. It looks a lot like the Austria shirt and very much like the Czech Republic shirt, just executed far worse. It's a bad shirt. Sorry, Serbian fans. Now this one is better. Not much better because it's a very plain shirt, but I think the Serbian badge in blue looks quite nice. There's some funky designs on the cuffs as well, which is actually quite nice. But again, it's bad. It's decent. I'll bump it up a bit. It is a plain shirt, don't get me wrong. The colours used are very cohesive. It may be a plain shirt, but the nice design touches they've had have just elevated it a little bit above the home shirt. Not by much, don't get me wrong, but it's still a slight improvement, which is admirable. And then move on to Slovakia, and Nike really aren't sending their best, are they? This, geez. I'm sorry, Slovakia. It may be the colour scheme. It may be the image I've got here, but I'm sorry. It's a bad shirt, and so is your away shirt. I do apologise. Neither of those are good. The name set's cool. I think the font you've gone with for the name set is cool, but the top bit looks quite wonky. I can't be the only one that sees that, right? It looks like it's slanted. Now, granted, it may be the picture I've got here that I'm using to rank it, but it's just a template, really. And then Slovenia, a little bit better than the, Slovakians. It's a pattern they've had on quite a few of their previous home shirts, but they are just very plain. It's bad. It's not bin it. I think the little mountain design they've got on the shirt actually looks quite nice. So it's not bin it. It's not worse than the Slovakian shirts. It's not great. And the away shirt actually looks worse than the home shirt, I think. I don't think the blue colour works at all. It's not great. It's not great for the Slovenians. And then we go back to Spain. Now, another heavy hitter. Another team with a lot of Euro pedigree. And it's boring. Yeah, it's got like a wavy, sandy sort of pattern integrated in the shirt, which actually is quite nice up close. So it's definitely not a bad shirt by any means. I'm ruling it out of the bottom two right now. Yes, it uses the Spanish colours of red and yellow, but they had some very nice shirts with purple on them back in the day. Like, where are they? Or like a dark blue. I am colourblind, so please forgive me. But they've had some very nice shirts with dark blue on in the past. I mean, their World Cup shirt was brilliant. This one is a bit of a downgrade though. I'm not a fan of the red. It should be darker on a Spanish shirt. In my humble opinion, of course. I'm not Spanish. But as a viewer, I think it should be a darker red personally. It's a decent shirt though. It's going decent. And then we've got something crazy for the Spanish away shirt. These colours are mental. What's going on? What are they cooking? I really don't know how to feel about this Spanish shirt, to be honest. I like the colour scheme they've gone with. I'm not going to attempt to say what colours those are because I'll probably get it wrong, but I like the colours they've gone with, and they've got this like geographic sort of design, geometric design on the side, which goes around to the back as well, which is an interesting design choice of the colours given. It's decent. It's something new for Spain, I guess. They've had a similar colour shirt in the past, but I think it's alright. And then we move on to Puma once again and Switzerland. And I must say, if any national team is using Puma, you are going to be docked points because these shirts are not good. You know what's even worse, right? Because Puma had a very slim window where they made some absolutely phenomenal national team shirts. And since then, they've just not hit the same. They've all been quite bad. This one's decent, to be fair to Puma. It's very decent, much like the Austrian home shirt. But I just don't think Puma design good shirts, really. I am biased against them because I'm not a fan of their designs, I'll be real. This one it's okay. The design doesn't really have any significance to Switzerland as far as I can tell. It's just a striped design with some little dots or whatever in it. So yeah, not great. And the away shirt is more of the same, really. It's got an abstract design on it that doesn't really mean anything to Switzerland as far as I can tell. It's actually worse than the home shirt. But you know what? Bin it. I don't like it. The Swiss badge. I know the Swiss colours are red and white. I get that. That's the colour of your flag. But why not tweak it for the away shirt to match with like the purpley blues that they've gone for? Like your Football Federation has changed the colour. The Puma logo has changed colour. Just change your flag colour slightly so it matches, or it just sticks out like a sore thumb. Even move it to the centre, it'd look better than just being off to the side like one little red spot on the side. I don't like it, man. Turkey. Well, Turkey, you know, they don't really do much with their football shirts. That's all I've got to say. They don't really do much with their football shirts. This one is using the same template as Poland's home shirt and England's home shirt, if I'm not mistaken, but obviously with the Turkish design. Centralised crest with a red band and a centralised Nike tick actually looks quite nice, much like the home shirt from Poland. But other than that, it is very plain. I think they could have done a lot more with a Turkish shirt because it is predominantly white with just one red stripe, which doesn't look great. I'm not going to lie. But it is a decent shirt. The away shirt, on the other hand, is bad. I'm a fan of the red colour they've used, but it is too plain for my liking. The only thing saving it from being in bin it is the red they've used, because it's quite a nice red. But other than that, not a lot of effort put in for Turkey. So, as I was editing this video, I noticed there were two teams who I'd forgot to rank, and that was Georgia and Ukraine. Part of this is down to the fact they weren't on the Euro 2024 kit list on Kit Archive, and part of that was just because I forgot. But I've got the shirts here. We're going to quickly rank them. And to be honest, they're not actually that bad. So this is Georgia's first ever international tournament as far as I'm aware. And they've got some pretty decent shirts coming into it. So yeah, they've got 3 shirts made by Macron, and we're just going to rank those. So the home shirt is this white and red number with these crosses all over the gaff. And it's alright. It doesn't look that bad. It's got a the Georgian crest is actually very cool. It's like a bloke on a horse. Looks pretty sick. I've not actually seen that before, but it's a decent kit. Probably not the best, to be honest. Like it's hype. Personally, I think it's a good shirt. I do like what I'm seeing here. I think it looks very cool in person, but as of the kits themselves, it's a good kit. Now the away shirt. Oh my god, this thing is phenomenal. Now I'm not sure if you can tell already, but I'm a sucker for red and black. I think it's a phenomenal colour scheme. And this Georgian away shirt just looks phenomenal. It is very much the same template as the home shirt, but sometimes that works. I mean, we've seen it here that sometimes just switching up the colour scheme can work well. And that's what they've done here. I don't think it's in the goated fabric department, personally. There's a little bit more that could be done. A bit more red on the shirt would make it goated for me. But it is definitely a great shirt, and it's one of the strongest shirts of the tournament, so fair play to Georgia. It's class. And then move on to the third shirt, which is not the same template, different template here, but it's just a pure red shirt with some little gradient dots, pluses going along the shirt. I'm not really a fan of this one, to be honest. It's definitely Georgia's weakest shirt and the weakest of all the Macron shirts. It's got to be a bad shirt for me, guys. I do apologise, but I'm just not a fan. And then finally, Ukraine, who I'm really surprised I missed, to be honest, because I knew they were in the tournament and yet didn't think where are their shirts. But yeah, it's another Joma entry. They did Romania's shirts, and as you can see, they weren't great. They've actually niced Ukraine here. I'm actually quite a big fan of the home shirt. It's this lovely yellow shirt with an outline of Ukraine on the shirt, and the centralised crest is also a big dub. Could move the Joma logo to the centre as well, though. Not a fan when manufacturers go for like part centralised, but then they have their logo off to the side. Why? Decent shirt from Ukraine. It's got to be indecent. But then the away shirt it's the exact same shirt, just with the colours flipped, but it looks so much better in blue than it does in yellow, in my opinion. Much like the Romania shirts, which were just colours of the Romanian flag, the Ukrainian shirts are just colours of the Ukrainian flag, and it works, to be honest. You can see the outline of Ukraine a bit more on this shirt as well, which I think lends further credence to it. And yeah, I think this is the better of the two shirts, to be honest. So, Ukraine, your away shirt is going in the good category. I quite like it, to be honest. And yeah, I'll pass you back to Elliot of the past. Sorry, I forgot your shirts, guys. Well, that has been my Euro 2024 kit ranking. Yeah, not actually that many good shirts, unfortunately. A lot of decent shirts, but none of them really crossed over that good territory. Albania would definitely have the strongest showing. France as well, very, very solid shirts. I've been O2GT. Hope you have enjoyed. Please leave your predictions in the comments down below. You can even fill in one of these if you wanted. I have a link in the description. But yeah, tell me what your favourite shirt is. Tell me what your most hated shirt is. And I shall see you guys in the next one. Peace.